Welcome back, children. This is Mathura from Ponvidyashram Kolapakam. We are in the Diversity in the Living World unit, and in that we are in the second chapter, Biological Classification. We are seeing about the different kingdoms, in which the first kingdom is bacteria, that is Monera. Monera consists of bacteria, archaebacteria and eubacteria. We have already seen bacteria, archaebacteria. Now we are moving on to eubacteria. Eu means true, so it is a true bacteria. Eubacteria are photosynthetic autotrophs. They live in places with the sunlight because they need light to make the organic molecules that are their food. As they are photosynthetic autotrophs, they need sunlight for synthesizing their food. Cyanobacteria are photosynthetic autotrophs that contain the pigment chlorophyll that traps the sun's energy. So, cyanobacteria consist of pigment called chlorophyll that traps the sun's energy to form reserve food material. Cyanobacteria commonly live in ponds, streams and moist area and lands. They are both aquatic and terrestrial in nature. They live mostly in ponds, streams and moist area lands. Coming to cyanobacteria, they are photoautotrophs. As I have earlier told that it is a photoautotrophs. They need sun energy for their photosynthesis. On the basis of their size, cell structure, presence of murin, 70S ribosomes and other features, the cyanobacteria are prokaryotes. So, these characteristics of this cyanobacteria states that it is a prokaryote. It has a smaller size. The cell structure is very close to prokaryotes. Presence of murin is there. 70S ribosomes, which is a unique characteristics of prokaryote, is also seen in cyanobacteria. So, it is placed under Monera. They occur as unicellular, colonial or filamentous organisms. They may be unicellular, they will be present as a single cell, or colonial. They may group together and survive, or they are filamentous organisms. They are also present as filaments. They are gram negative bacteria. They use water as the hydrogen donor and perform oxic photosynthesis. So, they use hydrogen as a donor and perform oxic photosynthesis. So, their photosynthesis is aerobic nature. Some are motile by gliding on solid surfaces. So, their locomotion is by gliding. So, this is a cyanobacteria cell structure. Here the cell of eubacteria have a definite film and rigid cell wall, and it is surrounded by a mucilaginous sheath. You can see that mucoid sheath. It is having a capsule and a slime coat. So, this is a characteristics of the gram negative bacteria. The cell wall is followed by plasma membrane made up of lipid and proteins, and the membrane bound structures like true mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body, etc. are absent in this case, because as they are prokaryotes, they do not have membrane bound organelles, and the photosynthetic pigments are presented in the cell, that is located in a broad sheet like lamellae called thylakoids. So, all the photosynthetic pigments are present in the thylakoid organelle, and this thylakoid consists of chlorophyll A, beta carotene, myxoxanthophyll, myxoxanthin, C phycocyanin and C phycoerythrin. So, phycocyanin is a blue pigment and phycoerythrin is the red pigment. In case of blue green algae, the phycocyanin is more than that of the phycoerythrin. So, they are normally called as blue green algae. So, the blue pigment dominates here in cyanobacteria. So, they also have heterocyst. It is a special type of cell, and it is present in the organisms like Nostoc, Cannabina and Cytonema of cyanobacteria. This heterocyst is capable of fixing the atmospheric nitrogen. This heterocyst fixes the nitrogen present in the atmosphere as nitrates, which is then available for the plants to take. So, they are nitrogen fixing organisms. This is enabled by the special structure called heterocyst, and This heterocyst are large cells with walls so thick that is impermeable to oxygen, because for nitrogen fixation oxygen has to be inhibited. For that it has a thick cell wall so that it is impermeable to oxygen. Nitrogen fixation should have a anaerobic environment. So for producing that anaerobic environment they have a thick cell wall which impermeates the oxygen. So oxygen is denied entry here, so that there will be anaerobic condition for nitrogen fixation. So the characters of cyanobacteria are, they are previously called blue green algae. They are photosynthetic in nature, and photosynthesis happens in thylakoid membrane, because the thylakoid consists of all the pigments, right? All the chlorophyll, phycocyanin, phycoerythrin, ixoxanthin, everything is present inside the thylakoid membrane. So the photosynthesis occurs in the thylakoid membrane. Examples of cyanobacteria are Glyocapsa, which secretes a gelatinous sheath around its cell, and Oscillatoria, which exhibits oscillatory movement. So the name of Oscillatoria comes from because it has the characteristics of oscillatory movement. Anabina form heterocyst to obtain nitrogen. Anabina is a nitrogen fixator. It has heterocyst so that it can fix the atmospheric nitrogen. Coming to vegetative reproduction, they reproduce through vegetative methods, and first one is fission. Binary fission, I have explained it already. In case of bacteria, it is first started with the karyogamy, that is elongation of nucleus and division of nucleus, and it is followed by cytogamy, that is convolution of cytoplasm, and it's followed by the convolution of cell wall, and two daughter cells will be formed, that is binary fission. So unicellular cyanobacterial, this happens in case of unicellular cyanobacteria which survive as a single individual. So unicellular cyanobacterial cells divide and reproduce by fission. Fragmentation, so filamentous organisms are also seen in case of cyanobacteria. So how they will reproduce? These filamentous organisms will fragment, the filamentous will get a cut and forms fragments. Each fragment is capable of developing into a new offspring. So filaments break down into small pieces and each piece develops into a new colony. This happens in case of cyanobacteria which lives as a colony. Harmogonia, filaments break into pieces or trichomes which are called harmogonia and develop into new filaments. So this also occurs in colonial and filamentous forms. So it forms small segments with 3 cells, so they are called as trichomes. So that structure is called as harmogonia, and each harmogonia develops into a new colony. So coming to bacteria versus cyanobacteria. What is the difference between bacteria and the cyanobacteria? The bacteria cells are smaller in size, whereas cyanobacteria cells are comparatively larger in size. When compared with the bacterial cells, they are larger and they possess flagella. In case of bacteria, they have flagella as their locomotory organ, and in case of cyanobacteria, they usually lack flagella. They are both autotrophic and heterotrophic. Already we have seen that bacteria are both autotrophic and heterotrophic in nature. They can produce their own food. Autotrophic bacteria can produce their own food, whereas heterotrophic bacteria mode of nutrition is whether either parasitic, saprophytic or symbiotic relationship with other organisms. But in case of cyanobacteria, they are purely autotrophs. They produce their own food by photosynthesis. So coming to bacteria, the autotrophic bacteria contains bacteriochlorophyll. So they have a specialized chlorophyll pigment that is called as bacteriochlorophyll. But in case of cyanobacteria, they possess chlorophyll A, phycocyanin and phycoerythrin as found in eukaryotic autotrophs. So only the cyanobacteria is kept in a different domain because they have certain characteristics that is similar with the eukaryotes. They have chlorophyll A, phycocyanin and phycoerythrin, which is similar with the eukaryotes. You can see the evolutionary development. See, bacteria which is primitive has their own chlorophyll. but cyanobacteria, which is in between that bacteria and eukaryotes, have both the characters, both bacterial and eukaryotic characters. So this make us to understand the evolutionary development, right? So this is the need for this classification. Photosynthesis is anoxygenic in case of bacteria. Here photosynthesis anoxygenase, but in case of cyanobacteria, they have hydrogen as a donor from water and do photosynthesis as oxic photosynthesis. So they are oxygenic in nature. In photosynthesis, it is oxygenic. They may be aerobic or anaerobic in case of bacteria. They can survive in both aerobic condition or anaerobic condition. Some organisms are aerobic, some organisms are anaerobic, whereas cyanobacteria is purely aerobic. They need oxygen for their survival. So they are aerobic in nature. Bacteria reserve food is glycogen. So the reserve food of bacteria is glycogen, whereas cyanobacteria, the reserve food is cyanophycean starch. So starch is the reserve food material in case of plants, and glycogen is the reserve food material in case of animals. But whereas in bacteria, it is a reserve glycogen is a reserve food material, whereas in cyanobacteria it is a phycosian starch. It resembles just like that of the plants. So coming to uses of cyanobacteria, what are all the economic importance of cyanobacteria? So cyanobacteria is used as biofertilizers, biofuel, environmental detoxification, food feed value and added products, and bioactive compounds like pharmaceutical products, toxins, photoproductive compounds, bioplastics, dyes and colorants are made out of cyanobacteria. And cyanobacteria, they have the ability to fix the nitrogen. As I already told, these Nosta, Cannabina and cyanobacteria, which is consisting of that heterocyst, are able to fix the nitrogen. So they act as a biofertilizers. They fix the nitrogen and produce nitrate compounds that are helpful for the growth of plants. So they act as a biofertilizers. And cyanobacteria like Anabaena, Tolipothrix help in prevention of soil erosion and its conservation. So they act as a conservative for soil conservative, and they also prevent soil erosion uh, preventing the erosion of soil. And spirulina is a protein rich supplement for humans, and they are called a single cell protein. They are very rich in protein, so they can be added as a supplement for protein, so they act as a food. Cyanobacteria like Anabaena and Olosira prevent mosquito larvae to grow in surroundings and help in environmental detoxification. Coming to the harmful effects of cyanobacteria, we have seen the uses of cyanobacteria. Coming to the harmful effects, cyanobacteria discolor the walls and roofs of buildings, monuments and statues. Wherever they grow, when they are grow in the building, they discolor that building wall. Oscillatoria causes asthma and gastrointestinal problems by releasing its toxins. So cyanobacteria release toxins which causes asthma and gastrointestinal problems. This is caused by oscillatoria. When oscillatoria is present in the water, when we drink that water, we have asthma and gastrointestinal problem. Growth of oscillatoria in water bodies shows pollution by organic matter. So the growth of oscillatoria is a biomarker which marks the pollution by organic matter. So much of sewage is drained into a water body, then it will increase the nutrient content of the body, which enhances the growth of oscillatoria present in there, which indicates the water is contaminated with so much of organic matter. This excessive growth of cyanobacteria causes water blooms which decrease oxygen level in water, causing death of aquatic animals. So the abundance of oscillatoria present in a water body is called as water blooms, and this causes the entry of oxygen will be inhibited by this growth of oscillatoria or cyanobacteria on this water bodies. Oxygen has to dissolve in the water for the aquatic animals to breathe, right? For the respiration of aquatic animals, dissolved oxygen is needed. When this Oscillatoria or the cyanobacteria is colonized throughout the water body. It inhibits the entry of oxygen from the atmosphere into the water. So there is no dissolved oxygen present in that water. So this causes the death of aquatic animals present in that water bodies. So coming to mycoplasma, the next domain is mycoplasma, and what is the characteristics of mycoplasma? Mycoplasmas are the smallest self-replicating organisms. So they are the smallest one, even smallest than bacteria. They are self-replicating organisms. So this self-replication character only keeps this as a living thing, and they comes under different domain mycoplasma. They do not have a cell wall like other bacteria. They don't have a cell wall. So based on the cell wall composition only, bacteria are classified into gram positive and gram negative. So this mycoplasma doesn't have a cell wall, so they don't stain with the gram staining. Small genome and lack enzymes needed to synthesize many compounds. So they have a small genome comparatively, and they don't have many enzymes to synthesize many compounds. They have complex nutritional requirements, and they require a host cell and to produce their products, and difficult to culture outside of host, will not grow on routine bacteriologic media. Mycoplasmas cannot be grown in a normal bacterial media, because they need a host to survive. Just like viruses, they need a host to survive, and they need the host products, the products produced by the host for their survival, because they lack in many enzymes, because their genome is very simple. So they don't produce so much of enzymes but by itself. So they depend on a host for their survival, and their DNA is naked, and it is of 70s type, so that it is kept under the prokaryotes, and their cell membrane is made up of protein, lipids and cholesterol. And some of the examples of mycoplasma are Mycoplasma gallisepticum and Mycoplasma leiderdalii, and they causes pleuropneumonia in domestic animals and Mycoplasma urethritis in humans. And these mycoplasmas are aerobic in nature, and they cannot survive without oxygen. With this, we are closing the kingdom Monera. We will see kingdom Protista in our next video.